Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Number 5, grammar. My favorite essential and non essential phrases. I'm actually filming from Mexico. That's how committed I am to your learning. Okay. And I had to record this video like 3 times because the birds were too loud and the people at the pool. I know, feels so bad for me. Um, Essential and non-essential phrases. This is actually one of my favorite ways to use commas with these, and I've called them interrupters before. What we covered so far, just a little review: independent, dependent clauses, subject, verb, right, complete thought, compound and complex sentences with fanboys and swabbies and everything in between, along with introductory phrases. All right. So if you are still confused on any of those, please go back, review, Google, whatever you need to do. Let's grab our notes. Go ahead and take some scrap paper if you need to. You know where it is. Let's get going. Essential clauses are essential, right? They have all of the meaning in the sentence that you need to completely understand it. So words to look for: who, whom, that, which, and whose. Okay, those are the ones that are going to be telling you what the sentence is saying and why you need those certain phrases in them. If you remove those, then it won't make sense. Now, to see those essential and non essential clauses, commas are going to be a key issue here. Example: I like the person who was nice to me. You need that. There's no comma because you need that for it to make sense. The students that often cheat are just harming themselves. If I take that out, students are just harming themselves, that is an alarming sentence. So we need that other little piece, meaning we don't have commas there, even if there is a little bit of a pause. Non-essential clauses, why we have those in is because it adds context or some detail to the sentence. It interrupts it, but it also helps it a little bit. It doesn't give us essential information that we need, but we still kind of like it a little bit. Some examples: the author, who I graduated from the same university I did, gave a wonderful presentation. If I just said the author gave a wonderful presentation, perfect. That sentence completely makes sense. But I also wanted to add a little detail for you who graduated from the same university I did. That's a fun little fact that kind of interrupts the sentence, but it gives it a little bit more meaning. If I took that out, though, we're still good to go. I planted some roses. Makes sense. Which are my favorite type of flower. That's actually like not true at all, but still. Um, it adds just a little bit more detail, but I can take that out. Now notice it's at the end, it's not in the middle. Adam, thinking hard, trimmed his beard carefully. All right, so that is, again, an interrupter in the middle. You have to think hard when you're trimming your beard, I would imagine. I asked Mr. Restad. He said yes. So I have that, but if I took that out, still totally makes sense. So let's try this with a different example. Miss Mangold, concentrating hard, balanced the cups carefully. If I took out that little dark part in the middle, concentrating hard, still makes sense. If I took that interrupter, that non essential clause out, Miss Mangold balanced the cups carefully. Good job, Miss Mangold. You're very clumsy. If I wanted to interrupt it, concentrating hard, balance the cups carefully, I would just add that. Or I could move it to the front, concentrating hard, Miss Mangold balanced the cups carefully. Or to the back, Miss Mangold balanced the cups carefully, concentrating hard. So these ones are pretty straightforward. We've done these a little bit before. I've just called them interrupter. Again, they're just called non-essential and essential. So to ask yourself if you need the commas or not. Ask yourself, if you take that part out that is in between the two commas, does it make sense or does it change the meaning? If you move it to the front or the back, does it still make sense? Okay, so if you answered yes, you probably need the commas there. Practicing grammar, comma, at least for most people, comma, is like hitting your hand with a hammer. If I move that to the front or the back, it still makes sense. But if I also took it out, practicing grammar is like hitting your hand with a hammer, right? It absolutely can stand alone. But if I move it to the front, at least for most people, practicing grammar is like hitting your hand with a hammer. The essential phrase below, the student falling asleep in his chair drooled on the girl next to him, right? You kind of need that, that it's not an interrupter because you need that. Otherwise, it would just be the student drooled on the girl next to him. You need that context that he's falling asleep and he's not just creepy. I don't know. All right. So pause, time out. Let's practice. Did you do it? Of course you did, because you're follow all the rules and you're amazing. Let's see if you did it right. Where do the commas go in this sentence? These three. Randall, comma, feeling too hot, whew, jumped into the lake. The school library, which is next to the cafeteria, is my favorite place in the school. She promised that the movie, comma, despite its bad reviews, comma, would be entertaining. See, you can move all of those to the front or the back and they still make sense, and you can take them out still, they still make sense. Like number 3, despite its bad reviews, comma, she promised that the movie would be entertaining. All right? So, non-essential and essential clauses. Go ahead. There should be a no red ink. No red ink was down all of yesterday. My internet's been bad. I'm in paradise. I'm so sorry. I will be back next week. Or if you're just starting this, like some of you probably, I'm probably already there. But give this practice on no red ink when I get that up. And can't wait to see you guys. See you on the next video.